Welcome to Overbudget, the show. So I have with me Shai. He's live right now on Skype. Hi, Shai. How's it going?
How's it going?
Yeah, right. So Shai was the only one I wanted to be my co-host. Don't know why. Maybe nobody wanted to listen to my super accent. So Shai, let's go. So let's do this. We're gonna start by talking about every team in the league in the NHL. Sorry, I don't know much about the EHL, so this will be only the NHL version. So we're gonna start on the east side from bottom and up in the standings. So I'm gonna go with the wild. I'm gonna go with the wild card. Tab there. It's gonna be easier.
All right, Pittsburgh.
So basically, the bottom team of the East is gonna be the Rangers. Yeah, so Rangers basically team stack put their stats against them. Like I know that Carolina had like crazy 8-1 wins twice last week, well the week before the holiday break. Don't know much about them, but it's always good to see like a bottom feeding teams that progress and persist to at least play and have fun with the league. That's always good. Don't have much to say about them. They didn't send me anything to say about them. Do you have anything to say about them? Do you know them?
Um, well, I'm dealing with the site being really slow right now.
Right.
Good thing about them is at least they haven't quit. They're actually, I think they only have a small handful of forfeits that they were apparently trying to turn into overtime losses, but that's hearsay. Yeah, I'm still trying to load up their roster. Apparently, I have to clear cache and start my router on fire or something. But um, yeah, I think the owner, I think, is Busta. He's a
You're right.
first time GM. Can't even pull their roster, still loading, so I can't really dive too much into them right now. Do you have it up?
I do have it up. Do you want to restart? I can easily restart recording for you.
No. There we go. I got it pulled up now.
All right.
Yeah. They only have a couple names on their roster. I know. It looks like they just picked up Nowell Baby from Ottawa. He's a good goalie.
All right.
I don't know him personally, but I don't know how much he's gonna show up for them, quite frankly.
Yeah, that was the question. Will he show up for the last place team? That's a tough question. All right, so let's move on. So next team we're gonna talk about is the Detroit Red Wings. So yeah, how about the Red Wings? I haven't got anything from them anyhow. I don't know them much. I know that Castro is playing for them whenever he can with his super awesome connection. Defense is definitely a good defense. I don't know why they are so down.
Well, they Fleury kind of fucked that team before he left. I mean, Vapes, he's a veteran. They picked up Crazy Try. He started the season off in Anaheim. He's a good utility forward. They got actually, I think they just got rid of this guy, but it's not processed yet, so I can't talk on that. They still got Puck U, Corsi. I doubt Corsi's actually playing goalie. Nady 2K, he's an okay, second string D-man. D. Austin, he's a subpar goalie. And they got Blackhawk, who was the owner of the Islanders last year. Him and ATW24, or whatever it is. And I think the only reason they had any kind of success at all last year is because they had a lot of guys who clubbed together for a while. But as you see, I don't. Any of them are doing anything on their own this season.
Yeah, I was just wondering why they struggle so much because they have some good names. I know the defense six he's probably a top, easily a top 6 defenseman. at least at the left D position. But they struggle. I don't know why. They beat New Jersey Devil 5-2 last game, but did the New Jersey are a much better team? I don't think so.
No, New Jersey's pretty shit.
Yeah.
I mean, they got buds. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So we'll go right here and
Montreal.
Yeah, Montreal. Surprisingly, they are starting to be tough opposition. Like they can at least put up a good match. That's for sure. Like
Well, it looks like they
can
just collected
surprise.
a 4 win versus Buffalo.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They can surprise and they can play you hard. And basically, they lost a lot of games because the owner was playing tons of game in net, and he's not a good goalie, he said. So that's actually GCEB85 that said that to me. And he learned that to not goal anymore as much as he can. But other than that, they can do well.
Well, they've made quite a bit of moves from the looks of it. I mean, they picked up 2 head cases from over in Winnipeg and Domi in one shot, who apparently are no little cunt. They also have my captain and assistant captain from my AHL team last year who decided to stick my AHL team with a 0-8 start in week 1 because they never even bothered to put together a team.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this team is basically done for. Yeah. Put a floor for them.
But then again, they're having fun and they laugh all the time, so at least they're having fun. That's the main point. It's tough to have fun on the last place team. Like most of the time, people quit all the time, and then it's not.
I mean, they're 14 points back in the standings, so I mean, it's not to say that they're completely eliminated, but yeah, they're done.
Yeah, they have no chance to make the playoffs. That's for sure. Like so. Don't know what they're gonna do for one more day of trading, but guess they're gonna sell. I don't know what. Probably LeBlanc's on his way out. I've heard that through the branch that he's asked for a trade. So all right, let's move on to Boston. How about Boston? So.
Oh, I just want to bring up that during the draft, Beantown claimed that Boston was gonna win the cup. So.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't look like. Oh yeah, welcome Bucksy.
Hey Bucks, it's
I
Bucksy.
kind of snuck in.
I hear you fucking mouth breathing over there.
Yeah, I was wondering what's going on.
I'm trying to have a cigarette at the same time. They say it saves lives.
That's okay. Well, welcome to Overbudget, Bucksy.
Beauty. I'm just going to go on the record and say having fun doesn't make you into the playoffs. I know that firsthand. We have a lot of fun, but never in the playoffs.
All right. So basically, what we're doing at Bucksy, we're just going through the standing. We're starting from bottom, and then we finish up. We are right now in the East, and we are at Boston right now. So if you want to chip in after, I'll let you chip in.
Well, Boston, they got a good goalie in Eddie. At the same time, they also have Emma, who decided to stop playing goalie for some odd reason, even though she was a halfway decent goalie, and now she's playing D, and behind Sweet Home Chicago, my buddy Jeremy, she's lucky if she gets 2 games a week behind him playing defense. So I don't know why she changed off goalie, but whatever, that's up to her. But then they also have Ransom on a 2-way contract right now. They have a lot of guys who are VG vets, but never really
Yeah.
made anything out of themselves. I mean, for instance, Checkmate Beatty, um, Real Deals actually. He's gotten better, and they got him on a 2-year for $500K. That's always good, but looks like for the most part, most of their team are put together of guys who would be two-a-weekers on most teams, probably.
Yeah, that's probably their main
Yeah.
problem. When we played them, like, actually found out something very special about them. They do a full team rush, and that's pretty hard to face if you don't know what to do.
Yeah, we had a hard. They have a very unorthodox forecheck too. We had a very hard time breaking out against them.
Yeah, I noticed that too, and it took us a good period to adjust. Basically, they rush everything from the side, which means it leaves the middle open. So, but if you don't see it, it's very hard to get out of the zone. Do you have anything to say about the Boston Bucks?
No.
Alright, it's okay. Bucks is here to breathe in mic. So.
I'm just mouth breathing. That's all.
Alright. Okay, so next team, it's gonna be Tampa Bay. Now we're starting to get into interesting, now we're starting to get into teams that might make the playoffs. Depends, like, what kind of move, how the moves works out. I know that Greek Elite is stoked about this new team. I don't know much about the new players that he got, but he's extremely excited. I know that Greek is a very strong player, very strong right wing. I played playing against him a few times, and he's pretty good. But he's very excited about his team, and he says that watch out, he's gonna make the playoffs. I don't know about that, but that's what he said.
I don't think so. I mean, me and him just made a big trade, and whether or not they think so, our team thinks that we won it by a long shot. I mean, we traded them Lindy and Papa DeMo, who's Kane, for a Trail and Scarred. I mean, if you look at Tampa, I mean, they're a bottom team. We got Scred or Scarred, whatever he wants to call himself, from them, who's one of the top goal scorers in the league on a shit team, or what was a shit team at least. And we got a Trail back who's a fucking beast on D. And in that we got rid of Lindy, who, as much as I like the guy and whatnot, is drastically overpaid compared to the production we got out of him.
Oh yeah.
And but Greek will get that production out of him.
No comment. And then they got Kane 88, Papa DeMo out of us, who was essentially a force forward and turnover machine. And then they got Inglis, who we hear lots of talk about, but a lot of people say he's awesome. Some people say he's completely overrated, and basically all comes down to, will he play more than 2 a week or 4 a week for them?
Apparently it's like he has maybe an attitude. I don't know. Like, I've heard stuff, but what are the source, right? So it's like only through the branches. Will he play more than 2? I don't know.
What I see is that Greek has just gone all in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's either going to make or break.
He thinks he's going to make it.
I still don't think they have enough depth, though, at certain positions.
I agree with that.
Like, looking at their roster right now, they definitely don't have a center. And and in the new gen game, I mean, literally 1 to 2 people on the team sucking can completely fuck the game for you. Doesn't matter what you do.
All right. So,
you can stick Buds with Jam, and they'll lose every game because Buds is there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So so speaking of which, we're now up to the New Jersey Devils, Bud's team, and Daphmanchua's team. So I don't think that this team is gonna make the playoff. They are like hit and miss, barely 500, even under like 25, 27. So I think they will stagnate in the ranking. That's as good as they're gonna get. I think so.
It all depends. I mean, their best player is signed up as a right D. You know, I think
Sloaner,
Sloaner's
Sloaner.
probably easily their best forward. I know Tech is pretty good.
Tech is really good.
Shear is a good D man, but I mean he's a college kid. I think his availability is shit. Patrick is on fire. I don't know how much he even plays the game anymore, but he's a two-way contract anyway. So I mean he can only play a max of 12 games unless they still have an ELC left and feel like wasting it. And then yeah, I mean I've played plenty with Daft Dynasty and Sean K, but yeah, they're definitely not making the playoffs unless they fucking pull some shit out of their ass and make sure that Buds doesn't play.
I never played with him or against him, not really much, but so I don't know how good he is or how bad he is, but don't know if people joke about it or if he's really that bad. I don't know.
Why don't you tell them about the game we just played, Bucks?
Well, we were.
I think Buds had a 200 save percentage.
Yeah. We gave him a floater 3-goal lead, and then started to play, and I think it was about 6-3 in a matter of minutes. 200 save percentage. It's not good. He goes into the manager's chat and talks all the time about how he doesn't want to play net, how he doesn't play net, and nobody ever sees him play net.
Anytime you go up against him, he's in net.
He's in net, exactly. So, I mean, you got to take him for his word, but I don't know how good his word is any further.
All right. Let's leave it at that. So, next team is one of the hottest team in the league right now. It's the Columbus Blue Jacket, reminiscent of the real NHL. That are the hottest team right now in the real NHL. So, basically, they caught the bug of John Tortorella. I don't know. What Captain Clutch sent me, he said that at first the real owner Dom, I think it was Dom, that quit, and no, I'm totally wrong with that.
That's my team.
Yeah, well, the season was very up and down, but like they made good moves. They got people that got good chemistry. It's all about chemistry this game, and last 12 games have been great. Like they've only lost once, so yeah, I think they're gonna make the playoffs for sure. Just because of chemistry. I don't know that team very well, but
they must play a lot together when games aren't being played.
Yeah, and that
because
will make it better.
Other than that, there's really only 3 names on that roster. I know. I mean, T-Bud, he's fucking terrible. Chitown is actually pretty good.
Chitown's decent, yeah.
And he's got a good and Woogie, who another guy who I think I'm most seeing would be 2 a week. And just judging, unless they just a matter of really going under the radar, just judging contracts. I mean, fuck, they have 11 guys and still have 12.5 mil in cap. I mean, there's people who's underpaid, and then there's people who go under the radar. But frankly, I don't think any of these guys went under the radar. I think it comes down to, like you're saying, right now they're playing a ton together, and I think a majority of us won't even put NHL in our system when it comes time to play league.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, red out right now, so let's hope that they make the last push for the playoffs. Yeah, the top forward is Silver Staple here. Top D is Fat Man in Little Coat. I love that name. Top G
me too.
Top G is Captain Clutch. So yeah, they're red out right now. So next team on the
I think
list.
if they just keep working hard at it on playing when games aren't being played, they'll be fine.
Yeah, I think they're gonna squeeze in. But to squeeze in, you have to take off one Washington. It's gonna be Pittsburgh, Florida, or them. I think the team that's gonna miss out is gonna be Florida. I think. I don't know. Have to say
They're
they're
right
pretty far ahead though, but
Right now,
Yeah.
they're only what 6 points behind. They're only 6 points behind Pittsburgh right now, and they also have a game in hand.
yeah.
That's right.
So,
Right. So how about those Islanders? Just between those, the Pittsburgh and the Columbus. I don't know anything about them, unfortunately.
Me neither. I'm gonna click on their roster.
It's T. Gill or whatever,
Yeah, T. Gale's team.
Chaos Rider.
I haven't played against them this year. I don't know how they react. I don't know.
T-Gill's okay.
Yeah, T. Gale's
Chaos
good. of
Rider.
course.
Yep. Amazing. Well, I got history there, so I can't really say anything one way or the other about that.
I think Dustin's been on more teams this year than anybody.
Yeah. Well,
Well, no.
he was.
Not to mention he took an owner job, quit, and didn't get a blacklist.
Well, that was because of me. I was. I offered to keep him on as captain to save him from a BL, and then he pulled some other shit, and we'll leave it at that.
Yep.
DeVoe's good. I don't know if he's playing though.
He's another one of those old guys. I mean, he used to go for 6-7 mil. Now he's 1 mil.
Yeah.
I think like a lot of guys, either he's barely playing or
he doesn't play. He doesn't play.
Yeah.
He played 11 games in the year. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
so there you go.
So
I mean, and is he still as good as he used to be? Either. I mean, I don't think he was ever considered a top guy either, but he usually was just one. When it came down to bidding, he was usually just one of those last guys available, and teams still had all kinds of money. So I think that's why he got the contracts he used to get.
Yeah, I don't know much
I don't
about
think
them.
anybody else. Yeah, anybody else really stands out there.
Sag Nasty. Wasn't he captain last year or some shit? Like Calgary or
so.
something?
Yeah, I think you're right.
And then, all right, even this year, I think maybe, and I think he got bought out or some shit. I don't know.
Well,
Fu Man.
in his history, he was from Colorado and Washington.
Oh. Well, Fu Mancheesy, he's a pretty good D man. Never Navik, he's an OG. I haven't seen him in ages though.
They got a couple of really good guys sitting in Bridgeport that could probably help them with their playoff run.
Oh yeah.
Do you think that they're gonna make the playoffs?
I think so.
Oh yeah.
If they keep it up. I mean, they're losing some key games. I mean, you can see in their last in their previous games module. Thanks, Castro, for that. They played Florida and they lost against Florida, but those are the key games that they're going to have to win in order to make anything.
Mm-hmm.
First team stats.
They're on their way. You're really after trying to see what your PK is, aren't you?
My whole team is.
All right,
we know our power play percentage sucks.
All right, so next team in line, guys, is Pittsburgh Penguins. They are the ones who have the last spot in the wild right now, in the wild card.
Yeah.
So PNC's team brags that right now that he's gonna make the team. He likes where his team is going, and he's gonna make a hard push, of course.
And he's short a player according to the roster.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just traded him. Just traded him a guy that's going to really, really help with that left wing position.
Oh yeah. What's his name?
Head shot.
Headshot. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. He has a huge salary.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's got a big salary, but it's still less than what Busy had. He's got Cornect right now too that he just brought up.
Okay.
On a two-way, who's sitting there, and Samoan's playing really, really well. The last couple of weeks leading up to when I traded him over to Pittsburgh, he was playing great.
I think wasn't Samoan the guy who a lot of people were skeptical about not playing?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it's been so consistency issues, I think, is what the big thing there was. But I mean, I didn't have any consistency issue at all with him. I mean, we just had a lot of fun, and he showed up. He's an old guy like me, and just loved to play hockey, and just didn't want all that big pressure. And as soon as that pressure came off of him, I think that consistency started coming around because he was able to have some laughs again.
Yeah, most people want to just enjoy a good game, have a few laughs, and being competitive at the same time. And I'm kind of like that. I like the fun factor is extremely important, but I also want to be competitive at any cost. But yeah. So I like one of their moves, Couture too flat to fly. Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah.
I know him. He's very versatile. Can play any positions pretty well. Very good player for them. And I think they're gonna make the playoffs too. I don't know who's gonna get bumped down. That's the thing, because I think Columbus is gonna make the playoffs.
Nice.
I don't know who's gonna get bumped down.
Well, they just got G-Dog now off their roster and into the captaincy spot, where he should have been right from the beginning of the year anyway, in my opinion. I mean, he's so valuable with the whole team aspect that he should never have not been in that position.
Yeah, like I think they are on a 4-game winning streak. So
and they finally got rid of Too Slick.
Yeah, poor Too Slick. Nobody wants him.
I've never had an issue with them. Really.
All right. So next team in line. It's the good one. Florida. I don't know much about them, sadly, and they haven't sent me anything to say about them. So.
You said that about every team so far.
Well, so far, there's 19 that sent me stuff to say. So. And they are in the East, and I don't know much.
Florida, I think, is basically just all reps and Armstrong carrying.
Yeah, we just got ass raped by Armstrong in the last game that we just played tonight.
Yeah, I could put blame on plenty of people for that, though. Yeah, it definitely looks like Armstrong and reps are carrying that team because, I mean, Jill's an okay goalie. Kills a kill, who is Goon Swag.
Right.
I mean, the league gave him a 3.5 salary. I think that's still overpaid.
Isn't that the minimum for captaincy?
Probably. Jay Carlos, he's an okay utility guy. The Warrior, stats-wise, looks pretty good. Philly, we gave an ELC, but I think that was a waste, quite frankly.
He's that chirpy guy, right? Sits there and chirps everybody all the time?
Pretty much. Not to mention, one thing I noticed looking at teams, I think there's very few teams that actually kept the guys that they drafted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever play against that team, or do you know anything about them, like gameplay-wise, or not really?
No, I think we're both in the West.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everybody's in the West here. All right.
Oh, they got Fontenette on IR, too. He's a notable.
Sorry, Florida. Don't know you.
Notable fourth forward.
Yeah. All right, so now we're going to move to the Metropolitan Division. So, Carolina, my good friend Pat Dean. Pat Dean loves this team now. He has been set for like about a month before the holiday break. And he likes the depth of his team. He has good players that he likes. Chemistry is good. Everything's peachy there. So, but
I think he's got he's got a team that's going to go deep in the playoffs.
You think so? Yeah.
If everybody can come together, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The hardest part about being an owner, though, is trying to get all the same guys that you want to play all on the same night.
Yeah, definitely. That's a
challenge. Just like you guys all know, and it only takes one guy to ruin that. Like if I end up having to play with a really good line, we're gonna lose.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And what he loves about his team is that everybody's okay. Like everybody has great availability, and everybody can say, okay, I'll sit that game, no problem. There's no drama in that team. So yeah, he's pretty happy with that. It's pretty rare. There's always one guy that will piss you off.
Yeah, I always have those one or two guys who will bitch if they're not getting the games that they want. And then, unfortunately, I traded away one of the best team players I ever had in Sniper, who's now the captain of Winnipeg. And Sniper was one of those guys who was available for all 8 games and he never gave a shit if I only scheduled him for 2. And he could play every position.
Yeah.
And never bitched once. Well, actually, he did bitch once, and then I traded him.
And when you say that Diddy's on your team for 4 million is like crazy. I don't know how that happened. Like, well, I know how it happened. He said that I can play, but he's a guy who played like 40 games. So.
Yeah, we were just talking about him just about an hour ago.
Who?
And Dai.
I call him Diddy.
Yeah. Yeah, 4 million. I mean, that's great for the caliber that he is.
He's a top. He's a top 4 lefty for sure.
Last year, I what is it? We had him in Calgary and LG or whatever Bucks. And I didn't think he did all that great at LG. I mean, that's just me, but
right. Well, I mean, there's so many different variables there too, as well. You know, the learning curve of the next gen game, because I don't think.
Shut up, Jew of Canada. You just yelled at me.
Oh, nice.
All right, so that's a good team, and now we're starting to like get at the top of the list. So teams are gonna get better and better. So are they better than Washington? They are in the same division. Do you think that they're gonna leap from in fun? I don't think so.
Washington's just basically the same team as it always has been for the last bunch of years, isn't it? just with a different title.
Yes.
What was it last year? Tampa Bay. Year before that.
It's always the same core with Jew. It's Jew and friends. So
yeah.
You know what you're gonna get. The problem is, can they go deep in playoffs, and that's a problem with them. I don't know if they still have Mudflaps. I think he got traded. Did he?
I don't know.
Like there were some rumors.
We'll know tonight because the office opens up again now, I think.
Yeah, but he's still on the
trade deadline's tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's tomorrow, man. It's Thursday. So I don't know if he's gonna stay there. I don't know what's cooking there, but he's we're rumored to move. So I don't know if he's gonna stay. Mudflap is a good player, for sure.
Yeah. Especially for 1.5.
Yeah. They are a good team. They are a very good team. Very strong players.
They are. Fan of Billiker, I don't understand how come he only goes for $500,000.
Yeah.
All the time. You know, I mean, there's so many goalies that are going for 1.5, 2 million. And you're thinking...
Well, probably because it says bullshit at the beginning, right? Oh, I won't play...
Yeah.
I won't play this year. I'm sick. I have a job. Blah, blah, blah.
Gets everybody scared.
Yeah. Then everybody. He hasn't played a lot though. He has 18 games, so it's not that much.
I guess that's not that much, no. Yeah. Who's their? Oh, Jade Dragoon. Who's that?
I don't know.
He was one of their draft picks. He's a goalie.
Is that who they've been using for most of the year?
I don't know if he's been their number 1 all year, but I mean, hell, he was an All-Star nominee.
Wow.
Yeah, 33 games played, 214 goals allowed. That's very strong. Above an 80% save percentage. It's pretty good.
Yeah, look at that. He's got 33 games played for them.
Yeah.
23 wins, 10 losses.
I mean, at the same time, there's a lot you can say about goalie stats. I mean, look at goalies who played on San Jose for the past couple seasons.
Yeah.
Their goalie stats were basically a fucking colossal lie. But then you can look at my team. You could look at Falk Caliber's stats, and then you can look at everybody on my team's plus minuses, and then you can actually say, okay, his stats are true.
Right.
All right. So next team in line, Philadelphia. Very good team again. I really like the way that they played us when we played them. They beat us like 3-0. We couldn't do anything about them. But did we have our top lineup? I don't remember. I know I was playing, so maybe that's why we lost. But they have one of the best right D in the game. Like he's so good, and he's very good. Like all around player, you can play everywhere. I know that they got Mr. Bardown now. Bardown can score. He's a good second line player. He can score. And Viper, of course, is
there being trades processed as we're doing this right now or something?
Yes.
I just noticed that.
Well, office just opened up again from the break, so.
Oh.
Yeah, and they got Potsy. That was probably my biggest mistake. The first week of taking this team over was getting rid of that guy. And trading him, because he's really solid. He's a really solid lefty, and I'm assuming that they're using him probably 2 to 4 games a week behind Donkey, of course. But
how long have you been trading?
How long have I been trading, or
how long did you trade him?
Oh, I traded him in the first first 3 days of taking over the team.
Okay.
Well, and then look, they also got Viper, who's one of the better goalies in the game, and they got him playing center, and he's another All-Star nominee.
He's a really good center. He's a really good all-around player.
Yep. I mean, he's a Red Wings fan, so I mean, that's like a big minus in my eyes. But other than that, yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah,
exactly.
Patsy only played 13 games, so he's not that active.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that. So, right. But yeah, he's a great he's a great starter, let alone a good second liner.
All right, now the Eastern Conference, the Atlantic Division. We're gonna start with the third place of the Atlantic. The Senators, who are free falling basically because of the new ownership.
I don't think they're even worth talking about right now.
Don't know what's going on. Like so much drama with that team. Like they were forfeiting. They were in first place, and then they started to lose. People got blacklisted. So much shit happened with that team. That's kind of sad because they were a good team. They were pretty tough.
The league really should have stepped in a lot sooner than they did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because now you're gonna have a team that. Mathematically, there's probably no way that they don't make the playoffs.
They won't.
That they don't survive through that.
Yeah, but there's no way that I see them being an easy first round elimination probably. I mean, the team has just changed so much, and really, I mean, they got Slam I think was just traded, but I mean Xylo. Is really, I don't think Xylo can carry them all.
Now, do you think a team like Tampa Bay or New Jersey or somebody like that?
It's exactly what's gonna happen. It's exactly
can now jump in, right?
Yeah.
So I mean that gives a whole different thing to do trades.
Mathematically, I think that Ottawa still has enough cushion to be able to make it in, no problem.
70, 71. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, there's 22 games, 20. Well, but you get now. Look, there's Tampa Bay's got 2 games behind Ottawa. Ottawa has 60 games played.
I'm looking at the division wise. I mean, can they possibly fall down to the wild card spot? Yeah, sure.
They will for sure. Yeah.
But I don't. As far as everything else, I mean, I don't know. It'll be hit or miss there.
Well,
yeah, I mean, you gotta commend, Waffle going in.
for sure.
And taking it over, because I mean there's nothing harder, and I took over Chicago. There's nothing harder than jumping in halfway with somebody else's team, and having especially that team. I mean, all them guys were all so tied in together that it was just such a volatile team. It was almost like what my team was.
Every one of them because they refused to play.
Yeah.
Oh, and the ones who didn't already quit were the ones who said, if you don't trade me to this team, I'm going to quit. I think Inglis was one of those guys who said, trade me to Greek Elite or I'm going to quit.
Yeah. That's
I don't know.
I said about like attitude problems and blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm. Goes back to remembering that it's supposed to be fun.
Yeah. Sad.
I would say enjoy quitting.
Exactly.
Congrats,
but then
Waffle.
You don't get any return.
Stuff what you're trying to do. The stuff what Waffle's trying to do. I hope that he's gonna have fun, and I hope that the team that plays with him has enjoyed the rest of the season. I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs. I think that they will lose. They will fall a lot because they are being pursued by teams that start to play very well, and now you have a new group of people. It takes time to build chemistry. It's gonna be tough. Like right now, at this point of season, people have their chemistry set up. They know they know the lines, the top lines. They know how people play together. Now it's like, and they are still at the starting point of the season while everybody's up there. So that's why they're gonna fall, and they're gonna fall hard, I think. And that might be the thing that drops out of the playoff spot.
I'm going to make a prediction and say Ottawa gets out and Columbus jumps in.
That's what is going to happen.
Now, see, my whole thing is right now they still, because Florida and Pittsburgh are both in a different division, right?
Right.
As I don't see it being very easy for them to, I mean, they still have a decent cushion, up on. They still got a 10-point cushion up on the Islanders. There's still enough shitty team for Ottawa to, even with their newer put together roster, still get some points and keep that cushion.
I think that's easier said than done because, just like Fox had just said, all the other teams already have their stuff in place. I mean, just before trade deadline, we're talking, the last 25 games of the season. I mean, if those playoff teams don't have their stuff together by now, then they're not going to make it in.
But
Ottawa's basically
they're still going to be playing
playing
games against teams that have. They're still, especially in their conference, they're still going to be playing against teams that have basically already given up. I mean, they're still going to be playing a lot of games against, the Rangers and the Canadians.
True.
Canadians
are not quitting though. They are playing spoilers.
There are going to be some spoilers.
Well, hell, my team just lost to Arizona for fuck's sake. Also, but they only won by 2, and we also put 2 in our own net. So thanks, EA.
All right. So next team, Buffalo, the Sabres, the XCX, the Executioner and Jan's team.
Buffalo's a very strange team to me, considering how much. I mean, Executioner is a buddy. And with how good Buffalo's doing, I'm really surprised he does as much bitching about shit as he does. And I'm also really surprised that they have as many forfeits as they do.
Yeah.
Well, they have a crazy offense with Jeff and Jan, so...
And then they also got Recchi, who's awesome on both
Ricky's
forward
pretty
and
good.
goalie.
Yeah.
And then I just, I made some deals with Executioner over the break as well that will hopefully help them. I mean, they were pretty locked up in cap with Flight Airline because of so they had to move them because of fines that just happened leading into this week, and in order to become valid.
$100K in fines.
Yeah, That's actually not bad.
Surprising because I'm pretty sure they have a handful of forfeits, and I'm pretty sure after the first one it's supposed to double every time. I'm kind of surprised I only have 500K.
Well, you get your first one free. It shouldn't be 500K because you get your first one free, which is, and then you get charged 200 for your second one. You get charged 400 for your third one, which is 600 in total. I mean, there's nothing in there that will equal 500K for fines.
Oh, no, I didn't say 5. I said that right now they're only at 900K in fines.
Oh, I see.
And then I'm saying that seems, considering, I'm pretty sure I know their last game was obviously a forfeit. I'm pretty sure they forfeited a few times because I think they used all 3 reschedules basically the first 3 games of the year, I think.
Yeah, but if they play, they are dangerous, definitely. Without
Absolutely. They got Punisher now. It's well in net.
Yeah.
Which is he's great, and he's looking for a starter position. This is going to give him that. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know how much action he's actually going to see, but
not as much as he's going to want. I can tell you that much, because otherwise he would have been happy to stay here.
Oh, absolutely. But I'm not talking about playing. I mean, chances are he'll get 6 to 8 a week sitting there because they don't have anybody else in there that plays net. But what I'm talking about is action. Oh yeah, I guess there's Reki, who's good everywhere. But but yeah, what I'm saying is that those forwards, I mean, it's never back in their zone anyway, because the forwards are just so good. They just pass the puck around up there, you know.
All right, so now the first team of the Atlantic at the moment, because they have a game in hand, is the Maple Leafs. So basically, capital punishment or midlife crisis or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, very good team, very solid defensively. They have vghl, one of the best forwards in the game. He's very good. We beat them, but barely last game. Before the break, but it was a tight game. It's gonna be like tough to beat them because they don't allow much goals. Like they don't allow many goals, like maybe 1, 2, or maximum 3 a game. When they have their top lineup, of course. I love that team. It's a good team, and they've been playing together for 4 years. So
yeah.
Not much to say about that, I guess.
No, I mean it's pretty much the same team for years, right?
Is it the best team of the East? I don't think so. I think that Buffalo and Washington are better.
I think Buffalo. Yeah, I think Buffalo's gonna.
And Philadelphia too, but.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be a Buffalo Edmonton final.
Oh yeah, you're already saying. Okay, that's good. So there goes the question of later in prediction segment, but.
there we go.
All right,
Very nice.
So let's do this. So let's do the Western now. The Western Conference. The conference I know the best because my team is in it, and all you guys' teams are in it also. So let's start with the Coyotes. A fun team to play against. They put up a challenge like we played a few times and we never we may be like routed in the first time, but then after that it was 1-goal games. I like what they're doing, and they're having fun, good times, and yeah, they can compete even though they have a sucky record.
They get a lot of EA luck.
Yeah, and
they do.
Yeah. Like I'm surprised that they are doing that poorly because they played us tough. They played us very hard.
Maybe it's just their better players are able to rarely play.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
They were having goalie issues. We were talking a little bit there before I ended up getting something from Buffalo for Punisher. But they were, I mean, they were really, really searching out a goalie hard, and I think if they had a goalie right from the start, it would have been a different story for them.
They did. They traded him to me with his poke skill.
There you go. So that's a shame.
All right.
They got Snipe Shot. He's pretty good. The rest of the roster, I don't even know.
Yeah.
I mean, Jack Bauer's good. Crazy J's good.
But I think they played well when we played them. I don't know why they suck so much. Anyway, Dallas. Dallas.
But if you look at their, take a look at their draft picks.
Oh, okay.
Arizona and LA. I mean, they got the two best draft picks in the game right now.
Yeah. Well, I hope so.
So who knows? Again, we were all talking earlier about how.
No, that's bullshit because when it comes to the lottery, you think it's the good one, but it's not. And then,
exactly.
What was it? Same thing last year. The team that had the first overall pick, that guy reset his roster, so he doesn't get a draft pick. So Arizona ended up getting it, and then they took fucking Bidu, who they traded in week 2, the first overall pick.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah.
Too ironically, Buffalo.
Now about those Stars, do you know much about them? I haven't played one game against them this year. We're gonna play like a lot of games in the last stretch of the season, but we haven't played one game against them yet. I don't know how they play, but they are apparently not doing so well. So yeah.
Well,
we beat them. That's enough said there.
The roster has changed drastically. Problem with Headcase is he went after guys who he only went after guys who've been around for years, and the problem is a lot of those guys are far, far, far from what they used to be. Like fucking Checkmate, he fucking blows big dick at this game now. Obviously they don't have him anymore. But I mean, look, Mac 10, he's an OG. I don't think he started he started with that CJ Broadway. Guy was fucking terrible. They ended up getting rid of him, obviously. But I mean, he was basically another Buds in that. I mean, but look, he's got Murlock, who barely plays anymore now. Dalton.
Wow, that was a whole nother deal too. I won't go into the complete logistics of that, but I heard that he sold his game a couple days before traded over there. Yeah.
I was the one that told you that. Shut up.
All right.
Then they got Dalton. He's another OG. I mean, he's 500K, probably what he's worth. Rushian, I don't think he's any good really. Intro, I don't know much about him, but I have seen him in club quite a bit, and I think
he's not bad.
Yeah, either that or maybe he's one of those guys that has to be carried. I don't know. I don't know him personally, so I can't really speak for him.
I mean, look what he's surrounded with, though. I mean, how do you work with that?
Yeah.
Oh, I do know that anytime I've been matched up against him in club, I know it's been a tough game. But like I said, I don't know him personally, so I can't say too much.
Same.
But, I mean, then you got, Bomberman, who I don't think is anywhere near what he used to be, which was, I think, if I'm correct, was just a cherry picker. Unless I'm mixing him up with Mad Max or some shit like that. I don't fucking know. But yeah, and then I'm Jason 23. He blows dick.
He's getting bounced around a lot.
Yeah.
All right. So the next team in line, it's the Fire Cells of Chicago. I mean the Blackhawks.
Yeah, it's so funny. I mean, everybody says, "Hey, why are you fire sailing?" I'm not fire sailing.
Yeah, you're just preparing. Yeah.
I'm preparing for next season, and I mean, I'm a realist. I knew where I was at before the end of last week, before the break, and
Let's sneak a cigarette while you're talking about your team.
All right, I mean, I knew where my team was going to be at, and I gave it one real solid, honest week to try and finish it up. I went out and I got busy. I got Sid. I did what I could to try and get this into a position where we'd have a shot before trade deadline. Mm-hmm. Well, I knew at that point, I'm not going to have a chance to make it in here. I mean, you know, I'm a lot of points down right now. I think I'm 15 points out from Cheese Team. And I mean, it's going downhill fast. It's not a fire sale. It's preparing for next year. So.
Yeah, what was the break point where you made the decision that you said to yourself, okay, we're not good enough to make the playoff this year? That's just like...
The last Thursday we played.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yep. Just before break. And I have a feeling now, I was able to, by realizing that, I was able to make the trades that I needed to make in order to benefit my season next year prior to everybody else doing that. You know, I mean, because now we got Dallas, we got Arizona, we got a whole bunch of guys from the other side. You know, we got LA, Nashville. I mean, all these guys now are going to start realizing, well, we're not going to make the playoffs, but all the good teams that are going to make their players happy, they just made a bunch of trades in order to try and get guys like that. Like, you know, I traded Busy over to Edmonton, who is the number one team right now, and I got what I needed out of that for my build up for next year. So.
And I'm sure that your players respect you for doing that. You know, like.
Oh, absolutely,
they
absolutely.
kind of like it.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But more so, I got more to bargain with for next season. So. Yeah,
you're gonna have a leg up for the prep, that's for sure. And
that's right.
It's good. About Nashville now. Nashville are a very polarizing team. They can be either very good or very bad. Both games that we played against, they played us hard. We won, but in no means it was an easy game.
I don't
understand
Allen Canucks.
Yeah,
he's fantastic.
I do believe so, and they have a good goalie.
That
West Side is
been
good.
blown up a million times.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, and he still doesn't have a captain.
Yeah, he's pulling the TRD.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. Dime Shredder, he's pretty decent D. Poochtown, he wasn't very good from what I remember over in the other one there. Boss is pretty good.
I know that West Side is a very good goalie, but
he's been stealing games for them.
But he hasn't been goaling a lot.
Yeah, apparently this year was the year he got good, because in past, I mean West Side's. I play with them occasionally. I hate to say it, but he used to be just one of those guys where you're like, well, fuck, we need a goal.
Yeah, he's been pretty stellar for Nashville.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, he's a very good goalie. He's one of the top goalie that I've played with. If he can play, though. He doesn't play a lot. So, there's that. That's probably that reason, right? All right.
Right.
Nothing else to say about them.
Well, I think Westside sat on FA for most of the year, from what I can see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, and then now gets picked up and has a stellar last remaining bit for the year.
No, I think he was on a different team for the beginning of the year.
Okay.
And yeah, he was on Winnipeg and was I don't think was seeing too many games.
He didn't saw a lot of games.
Yeah, he was on not Winnipeg, Montreal.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, he only played 5 games for them, but that was probably because they were trying to make LeBlanc their starting goalie. I don't know. Either way, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So next team in line is the LA Kings. So, wow, I don't know much about them. We played them once.
You skipped Winnipeg.
What?
Winnipeg.
It's Winnipeg. Why I don't have that.
You skipped Winnipeg.
Did I? Did I do that intentionally?
I don't know.
You're right. Winnipeg. All right. Winnipeg, the team that trades everyone every time. All right.
How many fucking trades just got processed and nobody was talking in a GM's chat? I've been fucking trying to talk with people and all of a sudden all these trades are being made? What the fuck?
Yeah. We were all mentioning how it's the quietest trade deadline week ever, and
because
everybody's
it's like
doing it behind the back.
Yeah, nobody's been talking in the fucking chat.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, teams are almost set at this time of the year. People are cat, or that's why it's tough. Basically, Winnipeg, they had a good team at first. When I was on that team, I thought that we were okay. Like we were just above 500. The problem with Winnipeg is that they trade every time. Like the first week, we were like we were a good 6-2 on the first week, and then after that, he traded most of the team. Second week, we lost 5 in a row. He traded most of the team, including me. And from then, like they just kept falling, because they always trade. You cannot build chemistry if you trade every week. So basically, that's what Ariel did. And Sniper made a text for me, and he said basically you can forget what I said, Fox, because the whole team changed again. So I said okay, well that's that. I don't know. Yeah, they're gonna go down. It's sad because apparently last season they made the playoffs and they were a promising team, like on the way up, but you cannot move up if you keep trading all the time.
Player-wise, they have a decent roster.
Yeah.
But looking at it, it doesn't look like a team that would have any chemistry. I don't think any of those guys play together whatsoever.
Yeah, like we just played Oriole, and not one of those guys from his roster was with him.
Very, and I think that Ariel kind of stopped caring a little bit. So
yeah, which is surprising because Oriole's got some management experience, and
when I played for him, I liked it.
Yeah, I figured it would have went a little better for him.
Yeah, when I played for him, I really liked the way that he was talking, and then maybe something happened. I don't know. You know, personal issues sometimes. He just quit. Basically, checked out. Anyway, so
yeah, exactly.
On to the next team, the Kings. The Kings, for real now. I didn't skip any. Basically, I don't know that team very much.
A lot of these guys on this team were on my AHL roster.
Okay.
LG, Notorious, Bubba B, No Chance.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what they are. They're basically No Chance. No Chance is a really good goalie. He'll do really well in a couple of years in the NHL level for sure. Penny's got a good team with him, but yeah, he can steal games, and I'm assuming by looking at the roster that he's done just that. He has stole games for these guys.
Yeah. Do you think that they are gonna make it in the playoff, or not really?
I think the West is gonna stay. I think the seeds might move around, but I think the West is probably gonna stay at what it's at right now.
Oh yeah.
I don't think any teams are gonna move up or down as far as out of the playoffs.
I agree.
I mean the way the seedings change might be different, but I don't think, for instance, I don't see me or Calgary.
Yeah.
No.
You're 10 points ahead, so yeah. I don't think it's gonna change either.
Yep.
All right, which bring me to the Ducks. How about those Ducks, sorry?
They suck.
I'm gonna go have a smoke.
My team's had a lot of ups and downs.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like I said, we just made that what I feel was a big trade with Tampa Bay, bringing back a trail back to Anaheim and Scred.
Mhm.
And, we freed up a ton of cap space by moving that massive contract on Lindy. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the trade deadline's still not here, so.
That's right.
Are you better with or without Lindy?
I'm gonna say better without, and I have my own personal opinions on it.
Okay.
Plus, I mean, I can't speak for every other owner, but I make it very clear to everybody, before I even bring them into chat rooms, there's to be, no coming in here and bitching at one another or blaming one another.
Mm-hmm.
You got opinions, share them with me, because I actually take everybody's opinions into consideration.
Mm-hmm.
If I got, more than one guy telling me, yeah, I don't think this guy's working out, I'll go in and I'll go in back and look at my stream archives and, review what the hell they're trying to tell me and why they're telling me.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, anybody on my team is somewhat of an unspoken captain. I actually do take everybody's viewpoints to perspective to make the team better. If everybody's got chemistry and everybody's on the same page and nobody's being cunts to each other, usually do good. Unfortunately, with my team is we have no problem battling back, to when we're down. The problem is we seem to have a problem where we get a 2-3 goal cushion and then everybody just fucks off and we end up losing.
I don't think you're going to have that problem anymore. I mean, look at what you got. You got Fel Caliber, you got a Rhino and a Trail.
Well,
I mean, and Math Double. Math Double's good as well.
Yeah, Math. I mean, yeah, he's a lot like Fox. He's good, but you can't understand a goddamn thing he says.
He's not like
but,
me. He's
yeah,
not like me. He's much better value than me.
I definitely think roster-wise we got. I think we're on paper a much better team than we perform. Unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like Falk's been a fucking stud for us, but I mean, at the same time, it's like the goals that go in on him. I mean, I'm surprised he's not buying a new PS4 every other fucking day, because I mean, the goals that actually do go in on him that we don't put in our own net are just like, they're just like really, like enter the zone at the blue line and along the boards and shoot the puck, and he's in perfect position and it somehow goes in or bounces off of his goalie's forehead and rolls over him. I mean, I wouldn't blame him if he fucking took a sledgehammer to his PlayStation every game.
Yeah.
Falcon is a very good goalie. Like I played once with him, and it was actually with you, and he impressed me. He was pretty good. He was very solid. He gives you a chance to win every game.
And also, I mean, it also depends who we're playing with. I mean, like when you were playing with us the other night, you probably weren't too impressed because everybody was basically fucking off and messing around.
I was very impressed. I was, wow, that goalie's good.
I mean, I like Falk because, I mean, as big of a downfall as it is, and I try to tell him a lot, is being a goalie and knowing hockey, he watches the whole game and watches what we're doing, watches what the other team is doing.
The coaching aspect would drive me crazy.
Yes. It's good. It has its perks and its disadvantages. It's basically it's good to know things, but at the same time, nobody wants to hear it type of deal. But then again, it comes down to the same thing of, like I said, I have one rule, and that's you don't go calling anybody out. Everybody, when somebody fucks up, trust me, they know they fucked up. I fuck up plenty. I know. But I don't need anybody telling me that.
I'm in the same
because what's it gonna do? It's gonna make me say fuck this and play worse the rest of the game.
Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely.
So, but yeah, I definitely think we'll have no problem making the playoffs. I'm just waiting to see what the seed ends up looking
Yeah.
like.
Think you can surpass Calgary or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
yeah.
I think you're going to get out of that wild card spot before too long, actually.
Well, here's the thing too: is San Jose. San Jose is a surprise. Well, we haven't talked about them, but they're a surprising team who somehow does a lot better than they look like they would. And same thing with Vancouver. I think we've lost to Vancouver every fucking game. And
Yeah.
Well, sometimes you have the Banes.
I think Vancouver's a lot like Boston. They have a very weird style they play. I think that
Vancouver's got a hidden weapon that is just really unbelievable. And I didn't really. I mean, we'll wait till we talk about it.
Yeah. Okay, so right now we're up to Calgary. I have something to say about Calgary. Like you know, a team that always plays you tough and that has the perfect style against your style. Well, that's Calgary for us. Like they beat us the 3 times that we played against. I don't know why we just cannot score against them. And last game we almost won, but yeah, I think they do a very good dump and chase. And how are you gonna beat? Well, a way to beat us is a good dump and chase.
We've had no problems with, and what really surprises me is when your top producer is fucking Rub My Duck. What the fuck is wrong with your team? If Rub My Duck is your top player, but apparently they're getting it done. But then again, It looks like they just made a trade. It looks like now they got Big Mummy, who I originally had, and.
Yeah,
I think he's another Bucks. He has to have a good D partner, otherwise he's fucked.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
And
Because we had him, and he was nothing but I want to hit everything that has a heartbeat and blue line turnover machine.
Yeah.
It's all about chemistry.
I like the guy.
We actually played a reschedule last night. Against Calgary.
Yeah.
And
we're playing one tonight.
and it was good. I mean, they played well. They played. We were talking about whether or not we would all be able to have 6 together to be able to play last night, and I was trying to hunt them down, and sure enough, for 3.5 hours prior to our actual game, they were sitting there playing together. I couldn't believe it. I was like, holy shit. Like, I mean, these guys are all over it.
I think they got a lot of younger guys too who basically live on the game.
Yeah. Well, it seemed to me it was a lot like that Columbus team that we were talking about, where they're doing a lot of out of league practice together, and it's working for them. Absolutely.
For sure. It's all about chemistry. When you develop that chemistry, you're like, you can beat anyone.
Well, sure.
All right.
Well, with how shitty the game is, chemistry realistically is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. So now we're gonna do the Pacific Division. So we're gonna start with Vancouver, who was in 3rd place of the Pacific. Vancouver. Yeah. I didn't play any games against them, which is surprising. Don't know much about how they play. Apparently, you guys do. How did they play? Are they a good team?
Well, this kid, I didn't even know who this Tarasenko guy was.
Yeah.
I still don't know.
Well, I don't know if you remember playing much around NHL 14, NHL 15 in club, but you remember a guy by the name of OMFG, it's Matt.
Oh yeah, Smack.
That's right. That's him.
So that's how people are doing it nowadays. Huh? Everybody's just changing their goddamn name to it.
Well, he's in our club league. As club league, here comes the free Castro plug. The club league is getting ready to start up on Sunday, and so
is it really?
It is, and a lot of us have the.
I'm captain of a team, and I know nothing about this league.
There you go. There you go. So we got, we just got it ready, and we were doing some warm-ups and some practice last night. And Tarasenko in 3 games was averaging 7 points per game.
Division 10 teams, man.
It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe the stuff that this guy could do with this puck. It was pretty good, pretty impressive. And then they got Crosby. I mean, Crosby's a great goalie when he plays.
Turtle's a solid player at any position.
Yeah.
He can even goalie for him.
Shobin was on my KHL Season 1 team. And I believe he also was on the same club that OMFG It's Matt was on. Yes, I mean they got that chemistry of guys that have been playing together for quite a while, and Snake's doing a good job of letting, from what I see, of letting Matt help out with a lot of that. So
yeah,
they got Prodigy to Legend too, who's Ben. He's a solid under the radar guy too. He used to club with me and Rain Man a lot, and he used to be one of those guys who, he was very one dimensional, nothing but rush, fucking force cross free, and would actually be productive at doing it. But I think he finally, because I used to bitch at him all the time, I think he finally started playing a whole, puck possession game, and has gotten much better. And I mean, now he's on the final year of that 2-year contract. So
he as well was on your KHL team, wasn't he?
I don't remember. I think he used to have a different name that was like W. Ben or some shit.
Oh, okay.
All right. So now the Sharks, second place in the Pacific. Sharks are surprising. They lost a lot of good players last season, but the reigning champ for the last 2 years are still in good shape.
Here they are, yeah.
I don't count this team as, granted, it's still board zoning. I don't count this team as having anything to do at all whatsoever with the past 2 years.
Maybe that's it. He's a very good manager. Like he controls
no.
egos and all that.
No. Borge wasn't running the show the past 2 seasons.
That was Kevin.
He was doing stat inputs. It was Roy was running the show.
That's right.
Yeah. Well,
how long has Checkmate been on that team?
Who?
Checkmate.
Oh, must have just been recently.
Did that just happen?
Yes.
Well, he has played 8 games, so.
For San Jose?
Yeah.
What's his stats like? Just out of curiosity.
1.88 point per game.
Wonder how the rest of the team feels about not passing.
I don't know. They're trending. They're trending. They're mostly in that spot. Like we've played them twice. I wasn't there in those 2 games, but we did one, and that's good.
Fantastic. Yeah. I mean, they got. I really don't see how they got up there. I mean, Ethan's okay. Sean's okay.
Yeah.
Checkmate. Well, it's Checkmate. Paige's Rad is really, really solid.
Sally's a good D. Sally's Majesty.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
And Convict. And then you've got, of course, Sokka and Boyer, but...
They played a lot of games this year. Let's go see that.
Well, every game so far that we've played, San Jose has just felt like one of those games where we could have easily won, but nothing goes right at all.
Yeah, they just surprise you. Surprise! And then you lose.
No, I mean, I like San Jose is another team where I don't think we've beaten them. I don't know how many times we've played them, 2 or 3 times, or I don't think we've beaten them this year. But I definitely feel like every game versus them was one that we should have won. But it was one of those ones where every time you'd make the easy play,
Yeah.
he would just be like, "Fuck you! Your pass is gonna go the opposite direction, or right through his," like one of those games. Where every time we played them, I felt like we've dominated the game, but I don't know. At the same time, I've also seen Saka play in net a lot,
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
he has games where he's fucking absolute dog shit, and then he has games where apparently he's the great goalie. But I still think I think the team can actually somehow do even better than they are if Tom was playing more D. But I mean, it looks like all they have on for goalie is Borge, who I don't think he's playing much, and Page, who's fucking shit.
I don't think they're gonna go for the Triple Crown. They cannot. I don't think they're gonna win the Stanley Cup again this year. That's for sure.
Oh, I don't think they're gonna go very deep.
Yeah.
I mean, especially once they have to start playing, Vancouver and Edmonton.
Okay. All right, interesting. So that's the segue to Edmonton, best team in the league right now. Very good team, extremely complete. They're the best team right now.
They just got busy.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. That's great.
I had to laugh because I gave a lot of the top two teams a lot of guys from my roster, and I mean, and here I am, third from the bottom. It's makes me laugh.
And now is he as a player? Is he a good player?
He's really solid.
Yeah.
I mean, he's one of those guys where you like him or you hate him. But he was always there. He's always enthusiastic. Always always looking to have some fun, but also to win some games. And he produces points.
Well, now he's gonna be.
10 million. Well, I mean that's somebody got a little overzealous. Somebody really, really wanted him, and somebody just wanted him a little more. Is all.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's no way that anybody in this league should be 10 million.
I know
unless
something
it's
about
Jeff.
that.
Right. I'm sure you do.
Yeah. All right. Which brings us to our division, the Central Division, the St. Louis Blues. Yeah, good team. They have a good system, I guess. Like they play systematic hockey again. When their top lineup is there, they're gonna create problems. God is nowhere. He's a very good right D, probably a top 5 right D in the game.
Nice.
Very good. And other than that, we've played them 3 times. We beat them 3 times, but they were close games. And yeah, they're doing amazing for the type of team they have. Do you know?
Nice.
Do you have anything to say about that team?
Well, they got Gergs on a 2-way contract. I'm not sure when that ends. Because what is he? He's allowed to play 12, right?
Yeah.
So he's got 6 games played already. So, once he comes up into that territory, where's that going to leave them? I mean, they got Brook Boy, of course, still, and but I guess they got Ellendale, who's been, I think, playing more righty than anything. But aside from just an actual second center, unless they have ELCs left over, I don't know what they're going to do to try and carry that on. I mean, because everybody has to play games. So.
Yeah, it's too much. Just too much. I don't like the idea of having an 11-man roster.
Yeah, exactly.
Who the fuck are we talking about right now?
St. Louis. Oh. The Bulldogs of the league.
Oh, I was busy having a fucking debate in my team's chat as far as youth hockey nowadays, as far as like the juniors, as far as I don't think Canada's a complete dominator anymore. But that's a little...
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
We won't even get started with that.
All right.
It ain't just your sport no more.
So you have anything to say about St. Louis Blues, Shire?
Copley sucks, and
Are they gonna go far in the playoffs? Because they will make the playoffs.
No.
You know what? Let me see. Where are they at right now, standings wise? 66 points. I think they'll. Actually, no, 'cause they can't.
I cannot hear you, Shire. You're far from your mic, I think.
Oh no, I was gonna say I think they'd maybe fall to a wild card spot, but then again, they can't because the next closest Central team is Winnipeg, and Winnipeg is 15 points behind them.
Yeah, but they won't go far in playoffs.
Yeah, they'll be a first. I mean, don't want to jinx it because you never. I mean, they have a tendency to pull shit out of their asses, but yeah. Unfortunately, the Pacific, I think, carries the West Conference, other than Colorado and Minnesota.
Yeah.
I mean, unless Nashville really turns it around. I mean, you never know with Allen.
Well, yeah, who knows?
All right. So, second team in the Central, it's my team.
You guys surprised the shit out of me. Because we were chasing when I took over the team. We were tied in points, and I mean I thought I had a few weeks to try and get this team to be able to turn around and get there. And we faced you guys the second night that I took over ownership, and you destroyed us 10-1.
Yes.
And I was thinking, man, oh man, I'm done for the season already. I mean, because you guys have already progressed that much. If we're tied in points, you guys progressed that much, and just changing one person. Yeah. I mean, 10-1. That was a beatdown.
Ross made a very smart managerial move in the fact of originally he built the team, based around their club, Dynasty, who, I mean, he'll forever be my buddy. He's not a bad
absolutely.
And then they also had Murlock, and whose Dynasty is, well, not really brother, but whatever.
Yeah, right.
And Sean and all that. And the problem is I mean, they do awesome in club and come to VG and not do so hot.
I learned that lesson early.
So I mean. And then it came down to the fact that, like me, when Dynasty was my captain, I told him straight up, I was like, you're only captain by name. I was like, it's because you're cheaper being my captain than you would go in free agency. That's all it is. And Dynasty started bitching at Ross about things, blah, blah. I won't go into that, but, and Ross made the decision to move those guys and basically turned it into Columbus of LG. He's got Fox and a bunch of other fucking tabernacles, and now they're doing work.
That Mabster, he really surprised me. He's like unbelievable.
Mabs is good.
Yeah.
Net or no,
he's playing left wing.
Yeah.
Well, their steal is like Ross told me is he found that Matt Canoe guy.
Yeah.
Who, I mean, I had no idea who the fuck he is. Apparently, he's a friend. He got Ross to basically bring in a bunch of guys that he has chemistry. I mean, like I said, Ross ended up, I don't think intentionally, but ended up building a French team.
Right.
I mean, Fox is here. Fox is
as long as you got that one translator, you're fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
so sometimes we start to speak French, and then I say, guys, we should speak in English in the chat.
I've came in clubbed with you guys a couple times. I mean, good team. I don't know if they're a cup contender necessarily, but I definitely see them making it at least round 2 in the playoffs, I think.
The thing is, we have a very, very, very strong first lineup. Like I would pin that first lineup against any team at the moment. Insane is one of our biggest surprises. When I came to this team, Ross wasn't sure where the division was, and then he asked me my opinion on many players. Said Insane is good, but I see like growth, so let me coach him a little bit, and I did coach him, and now he's super good. Like he's one of the best centers that I have played with, because he learned the system, and yeah, he plays it perfectly.
Okay, tell me something. This Rancher 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's his weakness? I can't get past the guy. I can't score on him.
In goalie?
Yeah.
Oh, see. Here's the thing. I've lately. I know he's a halfway decent goalie, but lately I've only been seeing him play as a skater, and I hate to say it, he's gonna stick to goalie.
Yeah. No, Rancher is pretty good. We have very good goaltending with Boss and Rancher.
Yeah.
But it all starts with defense, I think. Like we have a very strong defensive core. Me and Pink are very good together. Like we just have good chemistry. And
That's
I'm
good.
very happy to have a good partner with my crazy ass salary there.
Well, hey, look at my team's basically like Nashville of the past years as far as real life. We're not, unfortunately, as productive as we'd like to be, as far as up front. But we're trying our hardest to keep pucks out of our net.
Yeah, exactly. So next question being, how did he go from VGPHL in season 10, playing 12 games straight up to the NHL and bypassing AHL altogether?
Who?
Rancher.
No, he played last year.
No, season 10. Season 10 he was PHL, played 12 games, and then bypassed AHL and went straight to NHL.
Oh, could have been one of those lottery things that Castro does.
Oh, maybe.
Where like 50 people get automatic FA2 status.
That's exactly what it was, because that was during that time too. I remember that. That's what happened.
That's how Daft
did.
was on a blacklist and ended up going straight back to NHL.
Right. You mean he didn't have to pay $20?
All right. So the first team of that division is, of course, the Avalanche. Like I said that they were gonna be a top team in the West at the beginning of the season. I thought they were gonna be like cup contender, because they are very, very good. Now they have T-Slick. I don't know if he's gonna work well with them, but they basically
Hardick knows how to build good teams.
Oh yeah, for sure. And if it wasn't for like Winnipeg putting that 0.5 more, I would have been with them. But I'm okay with my team. I love where I am right now. And yeah, Colorado is gonna be a tough team to beat in the playoffs.
For sure.
If you're playing them and they got T-Slick playing, all you gotta do is cover wraparounds and make sure you watch for cherry picking.
That's the thing. I don't think they are better with T-Slick, but the people that don't know how to play a type of player like that, they're gonna struggle. So
Kate, Run Like Hell, plays a lot like, shall I say, she would be very good in Toronto if it wasn't for Rich. She plays a lot like Rich 2K in the play style wise. She does a lot of the doing circles in the corner. Well, basically, T-Slick fit right in with her. Fuck it. A lot of circles in the corner and wait till a cross crease opens up. That's another team that's built from the back end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so let's go to the predictions. Yay!
Hey.
All right, so let's see now in the East. Who will make the playoffs? We said I say Columbus gonna make the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Columbus.
And Ottawa's gonna be out.
Ottawa out.
And then the rest is gonna stay pretty much the same.
Yeah, that's what I think.
You don't think the Islanders can pass up Pittsburgh?
I don't think so. I think that Pittsburgh are on their way up.
Yeah, they are.
But hey, if you think so, that will be your prediction. I'll write it down.
I mean, New York could could pass Florida, but I don't think they're going to. I think Jay is about ready to make a real solid go of the next few weeks.
Yeah, I mean, if he keeps himself out of net.
Or if they just don't shoot on him.
Right. Just a reminder for everybody who plays Pittsburgh, all you got to do on PNC is take every shit shot possible and just bulldoze them. and hope that EA doesn't give you a goalie interference. Because A, it's hilarious. B, it fucking pisses him right the fuck off. And C, it works every goddamn time.
There
just
you go.
Hold R2, aim it at him, and skate right into him, NHL hit style.
So Shai, do you think that the Islanders will make the playoffs in front of Pittsburgh?
I'm just looking at games played and how many points they have. I wouldn't rule them out. You never know.
Don't rule them out. No, of course not. But
and you think that Ottawa is going to make the playoffs?
No.
Basically, I think both the Islanders and Columbus still have some life to them.
Oh, for sure.
I think New Jersey's done for.
Agreed.
Tampa Bay has high hopes, but I hate to say it, that's all they are is high hopes.
They're too far out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they sure, it only looks like 11 points, but when you got to think 11 points, that means you've got to win 5.5 games or 6 games. You've got to win without anybody else winning any games. I mean, it's you could say they're mathematically
on other variables.
Absolutely, and you can guarantee with the roster that Pittsburgh has now and how Columbus and New York Islanders are playing, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen, no.
So you said that in the finals in the East, who's going to represent them, you said?
Buffalo Sabres.
Buffalo? Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I think it's going to be Philadelphia.
I think Toronto.
Yeah, wow. Different opinion. That's cool. All
Watch,
right.
we're all going to be wrong, and it's going to be Ottawa.
That's for sure. That's not going to happen.
That's
All
not
right,
gonna happen.
so in the West, basically nothing's gonna change much. I don't think so.
Nope.
I'm looking at that.
I think the seedings as far as who plays who
Yeah.
will end up changing, but I don't, like I said, I don't think any teams are gonna, unless like LA, Winnipeg, or Nashville really start a fire under their ass and somebody else completely shits the bed.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only, the playoff picture is not going to change for the West.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Not to say that it's not possible, but just very highly unlikely.
I agree.
And the cup winner, who is it gonna be?
Anaheim.
No, I was gonna say Minnesota. If you put a gun to my head, I would say Colorado.
No.
No, me neither. I'm going to say it's going to be an Edmonton Buffalo final, and I think once they're in that finals, I think you're really going to see what Big Yan and including Jeff is going to do, and execution, what they're going to do with management. I mean, they're going to play it smart, and they're going to play it well, and I think they're going to take it.
All right, that's good to know. All right, guys, so that's pretty much the show. So thanks a lot for coming, being my co-host. It's way better than talking alone for 1 hour. Yeah, it's a long show.
Yeah,
Well, hey,
I
we
heard
covered
40.
the-
I heard 40 minutes.
Yeah, times 2.
Now we got to do the French version.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
I'll do that one alone, that's for sure, and there will be 2 viewers. No. All right, guys, thanks a lot. So that's it.
Yep.
Have
No
a
problem.
good
shit, bud.
have a good season ending, guys. Thanks for listening.
You as well.
Okay,
Bye
bye.
now.